Have you ever dreamed of flying faster than the speed of sound? For a glorious quarter century, that dream was a reality. This is the story of Concorde, a machine that wasn't just an airplane, but a symbol of human ambition and a testament to what we can achieve when nations work together. The story begins in the 1950s, a time of incredible technological optimism. Across the English Channel, two separate but parallel dreams were taking shape. In Britain, brilliant engineers at Bristol Aeroplane Company were sketching out plans for a slender delta-wing airliner, the Type 223. They envisioned an aircraft that could cross the Atlantic in just a few hours. Meanwhile, in France, designers at Sud Aviation were developing their own vision, the Super Caravelle, an elegant successor to their successful Caravelle jet. Both projects were bold and expensive, and pushed the very limits of known aviation technology. The challenges were immense, designing an airframe that could withstand the extreme heat and stress of supersonic flight, and creating engines powerful enough to break the sound barrier, yet efficient enough for commercial travel. These independent projects were incredibly ambitious, but also incredibly costly. It soon became clear to both governments that going it alone might be impossible. Rather than competing, a radical idea emerged. What if they collaborated? This led to the landmark Anglo-French Treaty signed on November 29, 1962. This wasn't just a business deal. It was a historic partnership, a political and technological joining of forces between two nations with a long history of rivalry. The agreement merged the best of both designs, creating a single, unified project that was greater than the sum of its parts. So, why go to all this trouble? Why build such a complex and expensive aircraft? The motivations were threefold. First, there was the undeniable lure of speed. In a world that was becoming more interconnected, the ability to shrink the globe was a powerful driver. Imagine leaving London after breakfast and arriving in New York before lunchtime, effectively traveling faster than the Earth rotates. Second, national prestige was a huge factor. In the midst of the Cold War and the space race, building the world's first and only passenger jet was a massive statement of technological prowess for both Britain and France. It was their Apollo program, a symbol of Western European ingenuity. Finally, it was about pushing the boundaries of what was possible, advancing aerospace technology in ways that would have benefits for decades to come. With the treaty signed, the monumental task of actually building the aircraft began. The manufacturing process was a logistical masterpiece, a perfect reflection of the plane's collaborative spirit. Two parallel production lines were established, one in Filton, near Bristol in the UK, and another in Toulouse, France.
Rotate. V2. Positive climb. Gear up. Coming up.
The initial rate of climb is about 10,000 feet a minute as you actually lift off. It's a fantastic performance. I mean, you've got 38,000 pounds of thrust out of four reheated Olympi engines, taking an aeroplane which...
The work was meticulously divided. For instance, the British team, including Rolls-Royce, focused on the iconic nose and tail sections, and the revolutionary Olympus 593 engines. These engines were a marvel, capable of producing over 38,000 pounds of thrust with their afterburners engaged, propelling the jet to twice the speed of sound. Meanwhile, the French teams at Aerospatiale were responsible for the center fuselage, the elegant delta wings, and the advanced flight control systems. Components were built in factories across both countries and then flown back and forth in specially modified cargo planes. It was a complex industrial ballet, requiring unprecedented levels of coordination and cooperation between thousands of engineers and technicians. Even the name of the aircraft became a symbol of this partnership. The British initially preferred the English spelling, Concorde, while the French used their spelling, Concorde, with an "e" at the end. The name itself means agreement or harmony in both languages. In a wonderful gesture of unity, the British Minister for Technology announced that the final E would be kept, explaining that the E stood for Excellence, England, Europe, and Entente Cordiale, the historic agreement between Britain and France. And so the name Concorde was born, perfectly capturing the spirit of the project. After years of design, testing, and manufacturing, the moment of truth arrived. On March 2, 1969, Concorde prototype 001 gracefully lifted off from the runway in Toulouse, France for its maiden flight. Just a month later, the British-built prototype 002 followed suit from Filton. The world watched in awe. These were not just test flights. They were the dawn of a new age in travel. After thousands more hours of rigorous testing, Concorde finally entered commercial service on January 21st. In a perfectly synchronized event, a British Airways Concorde took off from London bound for Bahrain, while an Air France Concorde departed from Paris, heading for Rio de Janeiro. For the next 27 years, Concorde was the undisputed queen of the skies. Flying at an altitude of 60,000 feet. That's so high you could actually see the Earth's curvature. It cruised at Mach 2, over 1,350 miles per hour. A flight from Paris to New York took just under 3.5 hours. It was the ultimate symbol of speed, luxury, and exclusivity. Passengers included royalty, rock stars, and top executives, all willing to pay a premium for the priceless commodity of time. Stepping aboard Concorde was like stepping into the future. But beyond the glamour, Concorde was a flying testament to engineering genius. A beautiful, powerful machine that inspired a generation. Its operational life wasn't without challenges, culminating in the tragic accident of 2000 and the economic downturn following 9/11, which ultimately led to its retirement in 2003. Yet, even in retirement, Concorde's legacy endures. It remains one of the most beautiful and technologically significant aircraft ever created. It proved that international collaboration could achieve the seemingly impossible and left us with an enduring symbol of a time when we dared to dream of a faster, closer world. The story of Concorde is a reminder that sometimes the greatest journeys are not just about the destination, but about the incredible vision it takes to get there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into aviation history, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories about incredible engineering. See you in the next one.